Let's practice factoring some polynomials. Here we have a binomial, and we can see that there is nothing that's in common in these two. We have an x over here and a y over here, so we can't take any terms out to factor. But we do see that both 8 and 125 are perfect cubes. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, and we also know that 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. At the same time, to get y raised to 12, we can multiply. We can have a y raised to 4 inside with the 5, and when we raise a power to a power, we multiply the power, so we get y raised to 4 raised to 3, which is same as y raised to 4 times 3, which is y raised to 12. So we can rewrite this as a sum of two cubes, which is 2x cubed plus 5y4, and we know from before, let's look at it in our notes, that the sum of two cubes results in the sum of the terms of the binomial that are being cubed, that are being added. So we have 2x cubed plus 5y to the 4 cubed, which means that we'll have 2x plus 5y to the 4th, which are coming from here, and then we'll have the first term minus the product of the first and second term plus the square of the second term. So we have 2x squared minus 2x times 5y raised to 4 plus 5y raised to 4 squared. And so this gives us 2x plus 5y raised to 4 times 4x squared minus 10xy to the 4th plus 25y to the 8th. Now here we cannot simplify factor any more, either one of these, so we leave them here. But what this means is that either one of these can be a 0, and our answer would be a 0. That's how we would solve it. But right now we're not solving it, we're just factoring it, so this is as far as we can go. Let's pause the video here and let's take notes. Let's make sure that we understand everything and ask questions. Alright, I hope that you were able to take notes here. Let's look at part B of this example. We have to factor this polynomial, and if we can't factor it, then we just say prime. Alright, let's see. Now, do we have anything that's common here? Let's see. Well, first of all, we don't have to write it like this. Let's fix this. See if we can fix it. So we'll say nope. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's see if we can fix this to be an exponent. All right, so we'll say let's make it superscript. There you go. So I'll copy this right over here as well, and we'll delete this so that we can have it nice. All right, that was an oversight. Now it's fixed. Okay, so we have 54x to the 5th minus 128x squared y cubed. Do we have anything in common? Yes, we have x in common, so we can take x's out. But how many x's can we take out? Well, the most we can take out is 2, because 128x squared, so we have the power of 2 here, so we can take out the x squared. And that's what we did. We took out an x squared. Now, what about the y? Can we take out any y's? We can't factor out any y's because there are no y's here. So x squared is the only thing that we can take out. Alright, well, what else can we take out? Is there a number that goes into 54 and 128? Well, let's see. 2 is the only number that goes into 54 and 128, so we factor out a 2. 2 goes into 54 27 times. If I take out a x squared, I've left with x cubed. 2 plus 3 is 5. For the minus 128x squared y cubed, 2 times 64 gives me minus 128. Negative 64 gives 2 times negative 64 gives me negative 128. And then x squared times no x's gives me the x squared, which I needed. And then we left the y cubed by itself, so I get the y cubed if I were to multiply it. So this is my factorization. So I can say that 2x squared has to equal 0, or 3x cubed minus 4x, 27x cubed minus 64y cubed has to equal 0. But we're not solving right now, so we'll just see if we can factorize this. Now, I have a cubed here and a cubed here. So this reminds me of difference of two cubes because I have a subtraction here. Aha. So is there a cube root of 27 and 64 that I can use? Yes. The cube root of 27 is 3 and the cube root of 64 is 4. So that means that 27x cubed can be written as 3x parentheses cubed, and 64y cubed can be written as 4y parentheses cubed. And we know that when we have difference of 2 cubed, we take the terms that are inside the parentheses or the terms that are being cubed and we write them with the subtraction, and then we rewrite them just like we rewrote the sum of 2 cubes, but with both positives. And so when we simplify, this is what we get. And so this is where we stop. Now each one of these terms, each one of these factors, not terms, but each one of these factors would have to, from here all the way to here, they would have to equal to 0. Either one of these could be 0 and we'll be able to solve it. But we're not solving it right now, so we're just doing the practice of factoring it. Alright, let's pause the video here and let's make sure that we take notes and ask questions if we have any. Once you're done taking notes, we'll continue with the rest of this lesson. Alright, I hope that you were able to take notes. Let's look at example 2. Now we have a long polynomial. We have 14ax to the fifth minus 16by plus 20cy plus 28bx squared minus 35cx squared minus 8ay. And we need to polynomial. We need to factorize this. So how do we factor this thing? Well, the best thing to do here is, because we have so many different terms and there's nothing in common between all of them. There's nothing that's in each term. We don't have either a, x, or y, or b, or c. So we can group them the best way possible. So the best way to group this is by x's. Combine all the terms that have x's in one parenthesis and all the terms that have y's in one parenthesis. Now here we ask ourselves, what is it that we can take out? We can take out x's, right? And so let's see. Let's see. I don't think this is the way to do it, but somehow we have combined a whole lot of things here. So we should not be able to take this a out. This a is not correct, so let's fix this mistake first of all. We can't take the a out. We can only take the x out, because 7x times 2a gives us 14a x squared. Actually, this should be x squared. Let's put that 2 there. Alright, so we have 7x squared times 2a gives us 14a x squared. Here we have 7 times 4, which is 28. That gives us 28b x squared. And then 7 times minus 5 is minus 35. X squared times c gives us cx squared. Alright, So let's see. Here what we can take out? We can take out a y. So we took out a y. What else can we take out? We can take out a 4 or a minus 4. So minus 4 times 2 gives us minus 8. A times y gives us ay. Minus 4 times 4 gives us minus 6. Minus 4 times 4 gives us minus 16. Y times b gives us by. And minus 4 times minus 5 gives us positive 20. Y times c gives us cy. And that's how we got all of this. And if we notice that 2a plus 4b minus c is the same in each one, so then we can use the distributive property, and our final answer would be 7x squared minus 4y times 2a plus 4b minus 5c. So this is how we factorize this long polynomial. And let me give you some time to take notes and ask questions and get a understanding, and then we'll do some practice problems. All right.